Good day to you, Gemini. Meenakshi Tarot here. Welcome to Meenakshi. This is a general reading for you for the 24th to the 30th of October. So, Gemini, hope you guys are well. Thank you for subscribing to my channel and thank you as well for watching. So we're going to see what is the collective Gemini energy coming through for this reading. So if this reading is not resonating with you on any level, please look at your moon, your Venus, and your risings. Don't try and force this reading to fit. Like I said, this is just a general reading. So as energy beings, we all operate on a certain frequency. And yeah, we're seeing what is coming through for you guys. Okay, let's see here. Okay, all the cards are in reverse position, but even reverse cards have a meaning, and let's see what's the meaning here. Some of you are feeling very stuck where you're right now, maybe with regards to your relationships, especially with regards to a love relationship. It's as though your cup of love is empty and you need to be nourished and loved and cared for. And you really need those around you to realize that you need a little bit of extra TLC at the moment, Gemini, because of where you are right now. You could have certain situations where you do feel very betrayed and where you do feel as though, you really don't know which way to go. I mean, look at this card. He's lying and looking at these swords that are literally wanting to pierce him. And it's as though if you lose your footing or you lose yourself, you could find yourself in a situation where even if you make a misstep, you're going to end up hurting yourself. So you need to be very mindful of how you are right now. When it comes to love situations, it's really quite... your need for love and attention is overwhelming your common sense. So it's best not to be rushing into things. And also you could be dealing with somebody who's very fickle when it comes to love and to attention. So be careful of what you are attracting towards yourself. Some of you might be feeling as though, there's a lot of drama going on, but you must also realize that you may have made a rod for your own back in your situations, and you are feeling very heavily burdened when it comes to love situations, and there is almost no happiness and no joy in these circumstances. I see earth energy coming through here, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy, so you must be mindful as well. Not if you could have these people in your space, this could also be in your chart, but it's just a case of you becoming very mindful of yourself, that you are not becoming bitter or mean-spirited or, the total opposite of loving and giving. You're becoming just unpleasant. So you need to be aware of that. There's definitely some disconnection with you with regards to situations and people that you know from the past, old friendships, old relationships. There's also a situation where some of you are feeling as though you don't really have much options with where you are right now because of the choices that you have made. Gemini, with this situation, you have to be so mindful that you don't blame other people for what has happened. Even though you might be feeling isolated when it comes to love, you might be feeling marginalized and left out, you need to be aware of the part that you have played in your situation. You may, like I said, having to deal with somebody who has been very fickle in a love situation. You may have to deal with somebody who has been very unkind and very difficult. But a lot of what you're dealing with has got to do with the choices that you have made. I'm just going to hit the pause button because I dropped some cards as I was shuffling. And I just want to see what are these cards that I dropped. Okay, I'm back. Because I had shuffled beforehand, I'm just going to lay them out. So we are seeing a bit of a situation here. So Leo energy is coming through, Taurus energy is coming through here. So you could have a Leo in your space, you could have a Taurus, or it could also be what these cards also symbolize. So we see that you are very stuck in your head when it comes to walking away from a situation, a love situation. It's like you want to leave, but you're so confused. There's a lot of confusion. And there's a lot of fickleness when it comes to love, but you have a lot of lustfulness as well. So you need to be very aware of that as well, that you have to deal with how you are approaching love. You see that some of you wanting to get away from this feminine energy that is so mean and being so unkind. We see that some of you are needing to make some changes when it comes to the love aspect of things. Really need to make some changes for yourself. So let's see what else is coming up here. So that, it's like, as much as you're feeling very unloved and very unwanted, there is this desire to have a higher spiritual awareness, awakening of some kind. There's some thought that's going through things. It's almost like you are looking for peace and for something of enlightenment, a higher purpose almost. That's what you're seeming to want to escape towards. You may be feeling as though you are on your own when it comes to moving forward. And there's a lot of opportunity for new things. Some of you could be also at a space now where you are thinking about grounding and roots and expansion. Some of you could be thinking in the family way as well, where there could be a desire to expand your family. There's a desire to be grounded and allow your creativity to flow. But you have burdened yourself with regards to this. And as much as we see that you're wanting to move away from a situation that used to be a happy situation, and it's as though you need to go on this path by yourself, where you need to find your purpose. It's like you need to follow the signs. You need to move forward, because if you look at these two cards here, both of it is dealing with unhappy situations, and you're wanting to move away. You're wanting to move away from where you're at. You want to move to something different, Gemini. And even you have feelings, there's this lack of balance in your situations, but it's because you have created, you need to take responsibility for what you have created. And you need to realize that once you can take this responsibility for your relationships and the choices that you created, you can start to empower yourself again. And you can start to feel this accomplishment, and that you can overcome your worries and your stresses and your traumas that you have experienced, and you can see this jubilation and success. You are getting caught up with situations. You are getting caught up in your guilt mindset. You are getting caught up with the choices that you made, and you're feeling very guilty about a lot of the things that you have done. But you need to make a decision. You need to find the strength. You need to overcome. For those of you with it's not a lustful situation that you find yourself attracted to, you need to overcome your fears with regards to how things are going at the moment. And you need to decide where it is that you want to go. Some of you could be, like I said, there is different scenarios, different Gemini energies coming through, where some of you are quite overwhelmed with this wanting to put down roots and wanting to have a family, and wanting to, to be in that position where you can stand proud and basically show what you've achieved and what you have, and you're needing this peace and this grounding in your life, because you're so out of balance. And it's as though this is your central card, this Empress energy. I mean, it's a beautiful energy of creativity. I mean, if you want to have a closer look, I mean, you look at this, some of you could be ideas, some of you could be children, some of you could just be family, but it's this opportunity for you to allow this expansion, these ideas, these manifestations to take hold. It's like you're realizing the connectedness to yourself and to others, and you're wanting to create a bond for yourself, to be somewhere else, wanting to be somewhere else, wanting to move to something else. So we see some of you wanting something different from what it is that you have right now, not very happy with where you are, with the way things are going. So you are wanting this change in your situation, because it's like you can't go on with like this. You can't go on in this stuck phase and this lack of love and this emptiness, and Yeah, so some of you could also be in a relationship that is bringing you a lot of sadness, but you need to maybe relook at the commitment, and maybe you need to make an effort to bring some love and laughter in your love situation, bringing some peace as well. It's important that you see that you can bring in some peace within your situations. Okay, let's see, what do we have here that has, yep, you got some choices to make. And you got Taurus energy coming through again, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. You got the Star energy. Some of you may want to move towards something new, but there's a bit of a heartache situation here. It also could be a little bit of bullying and stubbornness, and you. Okay, this is like an ego situation we're having here. This is an ego situation. This is your ego at play, Gemini. What has happened that your ego is at play? This is a situation where your ego is definitely at play, and some energies that are coming through here are it's like a very conflicted energy. Okay, it's not like you don't need to be, underneath you, what you don't see coming, you got the Ace of Swords, relationships, but there's an unhappy family situation, and there's a second chance there. Let's see here. There's balance required, Sagittarius energy, a relationship. You're wanting to go towards a relationship with somebody who is very different from yourself. Relationship from somebody who's very different from yourself. So you're wanting to go towards that, but you need this balance. You could have a Sagittarius person in your space as well. And you're wanting to hold on to things. King of Pentacles again, but in an upright position. So you're thinking a little bit about the future, but you also have to be very mindful of the words, thoughts that you have, because you have to think about how you're approaching situations. What do you want to hold on to? And this is what this reading, what's coming out in this reading, that you need to be careful of what it is that you are creating. You do have the option to make choices, and you do have the knowledge, even though you think that you are very confused, even though you may think that you don't have any options in front of you. You have a lot of options in front of you. You are just feeling as though you don't have options. You are feeling isolated. You are feeling alone. You are becoming a bit of a bully. You are getting very stuck in the past, about situations in the past. Some of you are feeling a bit betrayed. Okay, Gemini, I just needed to pause a moment. This is like a very disruptive reading for me today, because somebody was just making so much noise outside. Okay, let me get back to this. And I think this is what has been happening. Energy has a way of, synchronicities, and we need to read these synchronicities and understand them. Like, there are always things that are happening outside of oneself, and you need to be very clear. Like in this instance, there was a lot of noise. For me, it was about hitting the pause button and waiting for this situation to settle so that I can move on. And the same in your circumstances, what I'm seeing here. There has been disappointment. There has been loss in a love situation. And as much as you are hoping for it to improve and to get better, some of you in a relationship, it's come to an end. Some of you have made decisions in the past purely on financial motivation. Those are the choices that you made purely on financial motivation. You were stuck in a situation. Some of you were actually stuck in a situation and you were very confused. So you had to make some decisions, and you decided to make a blind decision with regards to your situation. And it might have been because of a love situation. It was like, if this was you, you were a bit of a fickle person in a love situation. There was an attraction here, but you made a decisions based on, you could have had an interest elsewhere, but you made a decision based on financials. Your money was the motivator in this decision with regards to this love situation. So even though you were stuck in a situation, you were worried about a situation, you were concerned, there was some kind of attraction and lustfulness. Could have been a third party. Could have definitely been some kind of a third party love situation here that I see. And then we see that you made decisions based on financially, based on greed. Actually, you made these decisions based on greed. So yeah, you find yourself then in a situation where maybe you had a choice between two people, and you chose somebody who was turned out to be a very mean, spiteful person, whether male or female. This is just the energy. It's neither feminine nor masculine persons. We're not identifying them as male or female. It's just the energy. So you are dealing with somebody who's got a very softer energy, but can be very mean, very manipulative when it comes to financials. And we see that you're wanting to get away from the situation, but you're feeling very stuck in terms of your options that you have before you. You see that your love cup is empty. The relationship is really in a very bad place, Gemini. You're not getting the love that you need. It's not being reciprocated. You are feeling really unloved, unwanted, and you need to have that. And as much as you're portraying this image of that you are happy, everything is going well, and you are behaving as though you are the laughing Buddha and you're just laughing all the time and happy all the time, you have this betrayal, and this is something that you have caused for yourself. You made a choice. This seems to be somebody who has made a choice in a love situation and they're now regretting their choice. So if this is speaking to you, Gemini, this is your situation. Did I leave out a... Oh, look at this. So then that would go there. Sorry, look at this. Taking this slowly. Okay. And that would still go there. And I needed to draw one more for here. The love is Gemini, your energy. Okay. So you have this situation where you have burdened yourself. You have excluded yourself from many things, but you created this. You made a decision and you've excluded yourself from moving on in a love situation. Definitely, some of you could have had this grounded situation where you had an opportunity to have roots, where there was a connection. Could have been some kind of a soulmate or some kind of a twin flame connection with somebody, that you had a connection, and for some reason there was a lot of words and opportunity that presented itself, but you were stuck to a loyalty that you ended up walking away from, and it's as though you lost your hopes and your dreams because of the decision that you made. And you could have, there's an Aquarius person coming up here, so you could have a situation where you would like to move towards this Aquarius person, but you don't think that you can because of things that have gone wrong, and maybe because they were not the one that you chose. So you didn't choose this person, but you're having this hang up about it, and you don't know how to approach the situation because you are realizing that everything is out of balance and out of sync, and you're not feeling at your best. You're not feeling very productive about things at the moment, and you're not sure whether this is going to happen. But even though the card is in reverse, the Sun card is in reverse, it always speaks of having hope that things can improve for you. And all you need to do is bring in this balance within your life. We see that even though, once again, you've got the Seven of Pentacles twice, you need to overcome this thinking, this limited thinking that you have no options, and realize that you are in a very fortuitous position, and you are in a position to be very generous with yourself, with your love, with your time, with your effort, and you can bring yourself to the situation, this Gemini energy. You could have another Gemini in your space, or you could be just moving towards this love situation. Some of you may be wanting to reconnect with somebody, and instead of feeling left out and isolated, you can have a situation, Gemini, where you can reconnect with this person and you can have this love situation. So some of you are wanting to reconnect with the love situation. And in some instances, it could be a friendship as well for some of you, where there was a total disconnect with a friendship. But I'm leaning more towards love than friendship. And this is definitely a personal relationship. If this resonates with some of you out there, this is definitely something that has gone totally chaotic from what it was supposed to be, what you thought it was going to be. It's you having now hindsight. You got this hindsight about the situation, the relationship, where it is that you're supposed to be, but you know how you need to look at this, Gemini. You did not make a mistake. That is the way it was supposed to have gone. You know, if we keep regretting the things that we do in life, we don't learn from the situations. With where you were at and the choices that you made what you thought was the best decision. Even though you made choices out of financial greed, you thought that was the best place to be. That was your motivation. You wanted to be financially secure. You wanted to have that security in your life. And you thought that that was more important than anything else. And you've come full circle where you're realizing that you need this love and this balance in your relationship. Some of you may want to go back to this past person. Could be whomever it is, could be an earth sign. Like I said, it could be a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, somebody with that in their chart. Could be an Aquarius person, could be a Gemini person. Could be a Leo person as well, looking at all of that. So you could be having these different situations, these different scenarios coming out in your situation. So let's draw some more cards here for you, Gemini. This is very interesting. This is very interesting. So, Gemini, let's see what more can we say for you in your situation. Okay. You know, Gemini, this is the first time, I think in like forever, that I've had so many disruptions with the reading. But I really think the synchronicity is telling me about what's going on in your situation. If this is your energy flowing towards me, there is so much of interruptions. And you need to be so mindful of this. There's a lot of distractions. And because of all of these distractions, you're not focusing on yourself and your needs and your wants. You know, you're getting caught up in your head. You're getting caught up by things happening on the outside. You're getting caught up by naysayers. You know, you need to find your truth here. You need to find your own balance, because there's way too much drama happening on the outside. Door to Spirit. Happy family. Hostilities. Sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron, deceit, and healer of the angels. So just looking at this, you need to open up yourself to allow your spiritual connection to be strengthened, and to listen to that inner voice, to that higher self, to your higher power. Some of you could be in a very happy family situation, a very blended family situation. Some of you could be having good relations with siblings and parents and whatever, but there is hostilities around you, and there could be hostilities in this happy family situation where it's supposed to be very happy, where you're supposed to be in this happy blended family situation. In some cases there's a lot of stress and a lot of drama that is happening there, and you need to also check to see what is it, why are you always having to be defensive. You need to connect to your higher self. You need to trust yourself, trust your intuition. There could be a lot of dishonesty as well. It could be yourself as well that's being dishonest, or somebody else is being dishonest. But definitely something with regards to trust, to words of honor, to finances. There's a lot of dishonesty. And if you have been the person that has been dishonest and causing all of these hostilities, you need to realize that only you can create a healing in the situation for yourself. Healer of the ages. I mean, really, you look at this and you realize to yourself that you need to create this energy for yourself, that you need to create this connection for yourself, that things can improve and things can get better, and you need to manifest a healthier situation. But do keep a track on your financials. Also be mindful of yourself when engaging with others. Try not to always become hostile and have your sword up and wanting to argue and fight. You know, sometimes, you know, take a step back and look at the situation, because you need to connect with your higher self. You really do need to do that, and you need to manifest in a positive way within your situation. Okay, let's draw some more cards here. So it's a lot. It is a very challenging situation that you are finding yourself in. There has been a lot of things at play here, and you need to just accept the past, and that every situation is a moment to learn. Remember, learning happens when you allow it to happen and when you actually do learn from it. But if you keep doing the same thing, it becomes a habit. If you keep doing this, making the same, what we call it, people want to call it a mistake. Some people make the same mistake all the time. It's a habit, so you be careful of these habits. So what are you looking at? You're looking at, you need to answer the call. The time is now for you to make to set yourself free from the limitations that you've put upon yourself. You need to really realize that you are the only one who can do that, and you need to take a step right now and move forward. You need to answer this call of moving forward instead of staying stuck in this energy. You need to enjoy your life. You need to savor your life. You need to live your life with passion, with pleasure. Bring some dance, some fun, some music into your life. And you need to open your heart to joy, because you have become a very bitter person in certain cases. Some of you have become very bitter instead of opening yourself up. And Gemini, you need to allow yourself to flow with this happiness and this joy. Whatever your circumstances is, it was a learning experience, but you need to realize you need to learn from that experience, Gemini. You can't repeat this experience. You've been stuck for a while in something that has been very toxic, and you need to get yourself out of that. So let me draw one more card. And even with this reading, it's been very disruptive, and really, so it's a sign of how you've had to deal with so much of chaos, Gemini, and so much of disruptions. Just when you think you were on a path, then it's like there were boulders being thrown at you in some cases. There were traps along the way. There was, it's just what it is. And you know what? And if some of you want to say that you made a mistake in your life and you made the wrong choice, then if that's what you need to say to yourself to move on, then that's your choice to make. But I don't look at it like that. I think of it as a learning experience. You need to look at it. This was a learning experience. You came to experience that. You've experienced it, and now you need to jump in and Remedian energy, adventure, say yes to change. This is what you need to do. You literally need to jump back into your life, back into your situations, and allow yourself to expand. Remember, Gemini, you know what? You need to realize that you have to be very adaptable right now. And you need to also realize that you have to be very strong, and you have to have this willingness and this ability to change and go with the flow. Because in order for you to find the calm in your chaos situation, this card is saying to you, is that you need to have the courage to swim with the tides. And sometimes, especially if I'm looking at and if we look at what has happened in this reading thus far, and we see what has happened, you just have to have, what is the word, a significant goal for yourself. Recognize your opportunities and move towards that. Sometimes you might be guided to jump into something. You don't need to wait for permission. You don't need to keep stalling yourself until you think you're going to feel ready. You just need to take a deep breath and jump in. Just jump in. Just dive in. And this is it. Just dive in. And remember, life always bends for those that are courageous. And when you are being called right now to be courageous, you're also called to face a new direction. So you have been on this path, as we see underlining here, the tarot has been talking about that. You have been on the path, and now you are asked to change direction. And right now, you just, time is now. You have to answer the call, and you have to live with this passion, this joy, this delight. You have to jump in. So do you have the courage right now, Gemini? And you need to be adventurous, so say yes to change, because you need to have the courage to change right now so that things can get better for you. Gemini, I hope you guys have enjoyed this reading. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again next week. So take care and goodbye.